Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Awaken to Happiness Now Global Series. Thank you so much for being here. I'm your host, shefaliburns. Thank you so much for joining us, whether you're here live or watching on the recording, on the replay. If you're new to me, new to my show, new to my channel on YouTube, please do subscribe so you can take advantage of all the current shows, all the previous shows, all the shows coming up. It is my deepest wish, desire, and intention to bring to you these amazing speakers who are sharing their wisdom, their teachings, their processes, their healings, their mini clearing, live transmissions, etc., so that we can all thrive, so that we can all awaken to happiness now. And so today, my dear friend Brenda Lainof is back with us, and we're going to be talking about adrenal energetic restoration. So some of what we're going to talk about, Brenda's going to be sharing her own personal story as well. But what she says is if your body has felt tired in a way that rest doesn't seem to touch, it feels on alert from social media, world events, or constant change, your adrenals may be asking for gentleness. And when adrenals are supported, energy flows naturally again. So we'll talk about all of that and more. And then, of course, Brenda is going to be doing a live transmission where she'll be focusing on adrenal restoration through gentle calibration and downloading light language that bypasses the mind and speaks directly to the body's intelligence. And of course, Brenda's going to be taking some live caller questions, doing some mini readings regarding this topic that we're talking about, your adrenals. Okay. So for those of you who may not know Brenda, she's been with us many times. She's also here in Canada. She is an intuitive guide and assists in clearing negative emotions and chronic health conditions, emotional and mental self-sabotage. Once she intuits what is creating unease in your body, Brenda energetically works with you to dissolve that unease, dis-ease, and low-frequency vibration. Brenda works with numerous modalities and uses the most appropriate modality that is needed at the moment. Every client is different, and she taps into you as to what you are ready for. So everyone, please join me in welcoming Brenda back to the show. Brenda, welcome back.
Thank you. Nice to be back, and nice to talk to you again here back in Canada. So hi, everybody. I know we're in different parts of the world. And yeah, lots of deep breaths in these kind of intense times, to say the least. So this is good. I'm glad we're talking about this today.
Yeah, so I want to quickly, just in case people are not aware, can you talk a little bit about the adrenals and how they are impacted by stress, by burnout, by, the world, everything that's going on?
Yes, well, we can definitely do that. And before I get into the type of symptoms, I just want to give you, if you could just sort of bear with me, a little bit of my own story about. I got an adrenal gland story. So it's quite a personal story, but it's one of the things. You know how you go through things in life, and it sort of sets a foundation. February 2019, I was at a dog park, Canada, AC. I broke my elbow, broke my hip, took me to the emergency, of course, and they took 6 hours to keep my to do the surgery and to keep my blood pressure down. They just about lost me, and they're going, "What is going on? There's something else going on." Required further testing, and they determined that I had this tumor. And they we don't know if it's cancerous, it's not cancerous. So that was very, very, obviously very terrifying. And this is why I'm excited to share my adrenal glands story. So I will talk about the adrenal glands, and we probably all know this, but so the adrenal glands, they secrete different hormones, and they help regulate metabolism, regulate our immune function, and they balance blood pressure. And, they respond to the stress we have in the body. Some physical issues you may have, and you might go, oh, maybe that's related to an adrenal gland imbalance. You could have a left knee discomfort, a low back discomfort, a low immune function. Maybe there's fatigue, sensitivity to light, some joint noise, just difficulty coping with stress, brain fog. So many people have brain fog. And there's definitely certain hormones that are produced when with the hormones. and you may have heard of this too, but we can have definitely emotions that can be related, and they tend to go to the adrenal glands. So after this fall that I had to do a lot of soul searching. I didn't know if I was going to make the next major surgery because they had a really hard time with my blood pressure. And I had some falls and dizzy, and I had no idea. And actually, to be honest, it saved my life. My dog, Alara, I'm out in the icy park, and I know that if I hadn't had that fall because of these walking her and these dogs came up from behind me, this accident wouldn't have happened and they would have never found this gland. So, my gosh, animals are phenomenal. So back to the story about this adrenal gland. They found that there's a tumor called pheochromatoma. It's a rare tumor that grows in an adrenal gland, and most often the tumor is not cancer, and it's not spreading, but sometimes it is, and it obviously can be malignant. We have two adrenal glands, one on top of each kidney. And again, these adrenal glands, they make hormones and they help us, process, like our blood pressure. So typically with pheochromatoma, they find it in one adrenal gland. And to be honest, from what I understand, most people are not alive when they find this. It could be through an autopsy. I was alive, so they're really excited to work with me because I'm now a case study that they follow every year. So with the pheochromatoma, you can again have high blood pressure, headaches, sweatings, and panic attack. Before I went into that last surgery, I worked with practitioners. I got people sending me healing. I even had what kind of disturbed me because I was in the cancer floor of this unit of the hospital. And I remember having a pastor come to me like I was going to die. I was like, really? I don't know. Maybe that's what you guys usually do, but I have no intention of going anywhere. And I remember before I, went under, it was like, let go, let God. And I would just say, let go, let God, let go, let God. And they just about lost me again in that surgery with a tumor the size of an orange with this adrenal gland. It wasn't my time. But where I'm going with this today is although the physical tumor and adrenal were removed, we could have the energetic blueprint. And it's the intelligence and communication pathways that they're still within our field. So when that energetic circuit's disrupted, the body's still in a state of survival, and many of us are there right now. I mean, I have to really watch myself because I got one adrenal gland. But I think for all of us, we have to be very careful. We're not getting into this emotional overwhelm and burnout because of we're being exposed to, as we know, there's news every day. If it's not the weather, it's politically what's going on, and it takes a toll. So we have to be really diligent about taking care of those two little adrenal glands because they're related to, so many areas of the body. So that's what I thought I would do today is just do adrenal restoration. I do a combination of things. You can see me dowsing, speaking light language, sending energy. So it's real combination. And that's what I obviously do in my one-to-one sessions and my group calls. So that's what my intention is. And for anybody else, if you're curious, because we all have these beliefs that may not even be yours, but those beliefs could be in your adrenal glands. So after we do this restoration, should you be interested, just type in and I'll check to see what you could be holding on to as far as beliefs are concerned. And again, they may not even be yours, but you could be holding on to them that's affecting your adrenal glands. So that's where I thought, we would go today.
So thank you. And thank you for sharing your story. Very, very scary for sure, distressing for sure. But I'm glad you're okay. I'm glad you're well. And, that's the most important thing. And I just want to say really quickly first, a disclaimer. Um, Brenda and I are not medical practitioners, so if you do have anything physical, mental, emotional, spiritual going on, please do see a professional. And then what we are sharing with you here today is for information purposes, and we're talking about energetic healing, etc. So all use these things as a complementary treatment along with whatever your medical practitioner is also sharing with you. Okay. I also have to say that for YouTube land, so because I don't want our video to be um, taken off, right? So I want this to be seen by
Absolutely.
people,
Isn't
right?
it fun? Sorry, I was just going to say too, but I think the medical system and the spiritual community, I can see they're kind of getting closer, inching closer and working together. So that's exciting. I Definitely, you do, with the medical community. And then what a great compliment by, bringing in that energy of love and compassion and adding to what you've been prescribed. If it's prescription, if it's a procedure, it's working hand in hand.
Absolutely. And, like Brenda was saying, she is going to be checking for, for some of you, your beliefs, etc. So we will do that a little bit later. So if you do want to work with Brenda one-on-one, please do raise your hand, okay? Because I know normally, Brenda, when you work with people, you do ask them follow-up questions. So it's not always easy if they just type in the chat. So it's going to be important for them to raise their hand and work with you one-on-one live, okay?
Yes.
All right. So, last year in the summer, fall, whatever, I mean, I know for myself, I was burnt out big time. Um, I had all crazy stuff going on with me physically. And I did go to the doctor and had many, many tests and all that wonderful stuff at the same time as I was doing healing work on myself, right? So, luckily, everything is fine. Yay. I'm so grateful. I'm so thankful. But I think a lot of it was caused by, prolonged chronic stress. And there is a difference between chronic stress and acute stress and regular stress. But for me, because, I've studied this stuff, I had chronic acute stress. I was on alert 24/7 because of my husband, right? So, and it was very draining, obviously, right? It was beyond. So, from time to time, we have all experienced that. And sometimes it may not even be that extreme, right? But it could be just regular daily stress that has accumulated over a long period of time as well, right, Brenda? It doesn't have to be chronic and acute. It can be just,
Absolutely. And I think that PTSD layer too, I'm going to say can hide out. For example, we've gone into, had a situation, was an accident or whatever, and you think, okay, I'm fine, I got over it. And then it could be something you're watching and observing, and it just triggers you. You
oh,
wonder,
yeah.
where did that come from? But it can hide out. So it does
I,
affect
I
us.
definitely had that too. I'm much better now. So I think like
Yeah,
I've done so much work, but I definitely had that too, where little things would like trigger me.
yeah,
And it's like, and even when you're not even expecting it, and it's like, it just, but now I'm good. It did so much work, but now I'm good, right?
yeah,
But that is something for us also to be aware of, that sometimes um, we might think that everything is fine, I'm okay, and then suddenly we see something on TV and we're triggered,
yes,
right? And
yes.
all the emotions come back, compounded, actually, right? And that's when it's like, okay, I got to do some work. I got to get some healing done. I got to do some work. I got to take care of myself. Like, there's so many things to do. So I'm glad you're here to share this with us, because we are in a very stressful and chaotic time, right?
We are, and we're here today. That's what I look at. Like when you survive near death experiences, when you've gone through, and it doesn't have to be near death experiences, but when you've gone through so much trauma, but whatever it is, you're here I am. So I'm trying to get to that place. And I'm not, I believe me, I'm not perfect, but one day at a time. This is my day. This is what I have today. And
And
then when you
can I just
yes,
add something really quick? Everybody's trauma is different. So my trauma was traumatic for me, whatever that was, but yours could be something totally different, which I might say, oh, that's nothing. But for you, it's something. So, that's what you have to look at. It's like your trauma is relevant for you. Nobody else can judge your level of trauma or anything like that. It's what you experienced. And I think that is something that we all have to acknowledge for ourselves, that this was real for me. This was difficult for me. This was stressful for me. This was traumatic for me. It may not be for you. You have a different makeup, right? You've experienced different things. So it might not be the same for you, but this is how it is or was for me. And just acknowledging that kind of takes the pressure off a little bit, as well as the judgment, because sometimes I'm guilty. Sometimes, I mean, I've
Mhm.
very much judged myself for not being able to handle everything, because it's like, I'm a healer. What are you talking about? I should be able to. But anyways, whatever. I used to
Yeah.
judge. I don't anymore. I'm good, right? But
Yeah.
that comes up too.
Well, it does. And yeah, we're human beings, we're all going to have our own levels of trauma, and there's definitely no comparison. So, and
Yeah.
just know, and this is very important, it's just not our trauma. We can be absorbing trauma. We can be sharing trauma. We can be carrying in generational trauma. So when we do the work, when I'm whoever I'm working with, I'm working on you, and I can ask, well, is this yours? How far back does it go? And then do the clearing. So it's really exciting, to be honest, when you are finding something on yourself and you test, oh, is it just mine? And it could be you've absorbed it. It may have nothing to do with you. But say it is, it's
Mm.
generational, knowing that you're helping out, knowing by clearing whatever that is in your system, you are now helping your ancestors. So it's just a
Yeah,
win-win.
absolutely. And sometimes it's, a little thing that can make a huge difference. Like for me, I mean, when I was seeing my doctor last summer, he asked me, "How was your sleep?" It's like, sleep? I don't know what that means. What is sleep? It's like, do you not
Mhm.
sleep? It's like, I cannot remember the last time I had a restful sleep, because even when I was trying to sleep, I was again always on alert, because what if something happened
Yeah,
to Robert? What if, because he would stop
absolutely.
breathing sometimes, and I was very attuned to a person's breathing cycle and rhythm, and if it changed, I'm up, right? I'm on alert, and it was like, so it's like,
Mhm.
no, I don't know what sleep is. So then he said, well, maybe you should take some sleep. I was like, I don't know how to take sleeping pills. So he gave me
Yeah.
a really, really low dose, and even then I took half. But I have to say, like, I didn't take it for very long, just a few weeks, but it made a difference. And then after that, I was able to
Mhm.
sleep and finally feel rested and start to gain my energy
Mhm.
back. So,
Mhm.
the medical profession, everybody says sleep is very important, and sleeping helps you to heal, right? And your body automatically, naturally heals itself during sleep time. But if you're not sleeping, then how, you can't heal very well, right? So sometimes, that kind of like a quick, slow, short duration of treatment can really make a big difference, as
Yeah,
as it did for me anyways.
good. That's good. Yeah.
So I just wanted to, please don't be, I know we're all about energy and healing and
Mhm.
um, energy work, etc., but don't discount short-term medical treatments for yourself, because they can make a difference.
Absolutely. And get you over absolutely. I mean, I have a son who's a paramedic. And I just think, he's got such healing hands. And I thought, wouldn't it be cool to get to that point? I don't think it's happening now, but if, or even silently, you just send your energy. You're in the back of the ambulance, just like, just sending your Reiki energy, just like,
Exactly.
like at some point in time, I believe those days are going to merge. We're just not quite there yet.
Yeah, exactly. So I just want to ask everybody, can you all relate to or resonate with what we're talking about when we're talking about burnout, PTSD, stress? Um, have you experienced that, and or are you experiencing that right now? I always like to get the audience involved so that we are
Absolutely.
making sure we're on the same page.
And if so, if they were to give it a measurement between 1 and 10, how high is it? at this moment before we even do the recalibration? That'd be kind of fun to find out too.
Yeah. I mean, I guess for me, my stress level right now is, I don't know, maybe a 6. So it's
Okay.
not that bad.
Yeah.
I mean,
So no, it's kind of
there's
it's
always there's business stress, right? So it's like I have deadlines
right.
and things like that, but
Right. There's that.
it's
Yeah. So if you could
manageable.
keep a mental track of that, and then we'll get into the process. Just go, I think I'm about a 3 out of 10 or whatever that is. Valerie's at 5. So just keep track of that, whatever number comes to you between 1 and 10. We'll do the process and you can come back and you can check and see how you're doing. And we'll just
Hmm.
play with it and see how
Yeah,
everybody is.
yeah, exactly. And so, so what we're talking about here is right now in this moment, what is your stress level? Not what it was like for me 6 months ago when it was like, if I had to say out of 10, it was 100, right? So no, right now it's 5, 6. So I'm pretty
Yeah.
good, right?
Yeah.
So if you want to type in the chat what you what you feel and what you're getting when we ask the question, what is your stress level right now? Type that in the chat as well. So not too bad. So
Okay.
Valerie's 4 to 5, Tanya's 4 to 5. That not bad. 6. It
Hmm.
fluctuates. Yep. Cindy's at 8.
Okay.
No worries.
Yes.
You will definitely feel a shift today. It will definitely go lower, go down today during this call. Dana's at a 5. Anita's 7. Stress level 7 because of the house repairs. Yeah, totally get that. Pippa's at a 7. Julie's at a 4 to 5. Awesome. Regan. I'm gonna say Regan is at an 8. So some
Okay.
7, 8s changing during the day. Now 6. Yes. Well, you're also healing, right? So
Yeah.
you're stressed out about about all that. So that's okay. But 6 is still not
Hey.
too bad. Yeah. Awesome. So is there anything else that we want to discuss right now, or do we want to go into the process and then we'll take live caller questions after that?
Yeah, let's just go in the process. Everybody knows what kind of, where they're at. So it's just like a gauge. So we're going to go through the process. And of course, you want to get relaxed, not be multi-tasking, which I tend to do, I confess. But if you can, just kind of sit, lay, whatever that is. Don't be doing too much at one time. And then I'm going to start the process.
Yeah, don't be driving right now if you can help it. I don't think anybody is, but just
Yeah, no
relax for a minute.
driving. Okay. Okay. So what I'm going to do, and we're going to go through an adrenal restoration, and I'll be working with a number of my protocols. And so, firstly, let's just get nice and comfortable. And it's typical any type of meditation is taking in a deep breath and relax. So I do want you to just arrive exactly as you are. There's nothing to fix, nothing to achieve in this space right now. So this is a nervous system safe environment, and your body's free to receive only what feels supportive and in aligned. We want a very gentle recalibration, just for a safe adrenal restoration. Let's do another, take in another deep breath and release. Now, as you're relaxing, I want you to bring awareness to the back of your body, just above the kidneys where the adrenal glands rest. You don't have to visualize it clearly, but just simply acknowledge this area. So the adrenal glands, they do respond to perceived threat and perceived safety. So this transmission offers the signal of safety. So silently we're allowed, you can say, My body is allowed to regulate now. My body is allowed to regulate now. Just strengthening your body to relax and to regulate now. I'm now going to be speaking light language, and this is a frequency-based communication. It bypasses the mind and it speaks directly to the body's intelligence. So you don't need to understand it. You simply receive. Downloading light language now. This is being guided. Just allowing this light language to disrupt, scramble, deactivate fight or flight energy pattern of all cells, tissues, organs, glands, DNA, genetic makeup, energy body. Going to strengthen and signal and downloading safety to the adrenal tissue, strengthening and calming the cortisol loops. Shalakia bakoishela senai, Vashalakianai, Shasaya teapaka, Lashia sea, Shana lakaya sukwe, Shisake, Bakoila kasa, Nekana, Yet Moshe, Lekiatai, Shola kasa, Sikai, recalibrating. Calming and strengthening, allowing this integration, allowing the body to integrate. Now, Shisikia Bakoya, Lashakakia na Shisekoya, Pakoya Lata, Siasana, Lashe Tatakayakoya. So you may notice some warmth, softness, and just allow your breath to remain natural, just breathing in and out naturally. So this next phase, you want to support and balance for optimal adrenal functioning, restoring communication between the adrenals, the nervous system, and the brain. The adrenals, the nervous system, and the brain. Just downloading this now, downloading now. Just going to communicate, strong communication. And as we do that, let's normalize the adrenal rhythms. Let's release any stored urgency. Anywhere that there's this urgency, let's just release that now. Sha shea lakia manana shea laka. Vosheko kia sha ta tai. Lakia nanaya voka asheta. Seya keseya kokoi. Sha laki kokoya. Sha pakian na 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 ya he. Shiko ye it laka. Suko ya takiana. Let's just restore the vitality in the adrenals, the left and right, the nervous system and brain, having them all communicating now. Communicating now, like they're talking to one another, complete communication. So we're asking Creator and working with everyone here today, knowing that their bodies know how to regulate. We just want to strengthen everyone and communicating with those trillions of cells of naturally knowing how to regulate. Where the adrenal glands are feeling this safe. They're not feeling this pressure, but 100% feeling safe, knowing that they're safe. And we want to download that life force energy to the left adrenal, right adrenal now. Just bringing in like this sustainable energy, strengthening now, sustainable energy in the left adrenal, right adrenal, and within the adrenal field. So if you do not have adrenals, it's in your adrenal field. And just sending love to those adrenals. The adrenal fields. They're safe. They're safe. They're safe. Just knowing they're safe. And within your mind, you might go, maybe there's a timeline where my adrenals are feeling very, very safe. I think I need to go to that. And with just intention, well, I'm going to go to that timeline where my adrenal glands are feeling safe. And just know you have the power to do that. We all have the power to do that. Go, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to quantum jump to that timeline where my adrenal glands are, restored. They're communicating with the nervous system, communicating with the brain. Everything is nice, calm. Everything is restored. So let's go ahead and now we want to seal in that recalibration. Let's seal it in, downloading these changes, these new frequencies in the physical body. Let's download that now. Downloading. She, Lakia, we're solidifying. She, si, kia, na. Take a deep breath. Relax. So this, what we just did here now, this is going to integrate for the next few hours, maybe days, just naturally and gently. And as mentioned prior, even if you don't know it's true, just think that there may be several different timelines and just go, you know what? I want to go to that timeline where my adrenal glands are happy and calm. And just with intention, I'm going to step into that timeline and just feel where this restoration is in this timeline, merge with that timeline. And you can come back to this at any time.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Brenda. I was yawning so much to the whole thing. So I think I don't even remember everything that you said. So that's okay, right? So I'm sure there are others as well who also were completely relaxed and not aware of what was being said or released or downloaded. But that's okay. So let us know how you're doing in the
Yeah.
chat. So Tina says release a lot of emotions, many tears. Thank you so much. Anushka says yes, big, big release. Abby says shivers at the back. Oh, I'm still yawning, sorry. Sarah says
This is
felt a shift. Tanya is
good.
yawning. I do remember you said something about the back, but I, don't remember anything. I remember focusing on the back a little bit, being aware, but don't remember anything. Regan's very calm. Awesome. Good. Drink some water, please, everybody, everyone.
May seem very simple, but it's very powerful because we all are. And we just don't think that, we
Yeah.
are. And so isn't that nice? And I really am fond of this whole timeline jump or quantum jumping. And it's honestly just with intention, like, oh, I'm out of sorts. Oh, I just feel stressed. And just go, I'm going to do that, what she's mentioned in that call. I'm going to do that time. And just with intention, go, here I am. If you muscle test, if you know how to muscle test, you can go, truth. Am I in that timeline where my adrenal glands are restored? And you'll find out for yourself if you're not sure how to do the muscle testing. Obviously, it's one of the things that I'll guarantee that you do. So it's all very
Awesome.
empowering. I can feel a lot of energy right here on top of my head when you're working with a group like this and we're all like connected. We're going to feel it. So I just feel like I need to strengthen everybody to get grounded before we continue. Let's get grounded. So we're just like,
Mm-hmm.
ooh, let's get us grounded as the wind is blowing out my window here. A lot of energy moving. Let's get grounded. And if
So
you're wondering
Tanya
what I'm,
almost fell asleep. Sorry, Sarah had lots of yawning too. Valerie felt some heat. Oh, I remember you said something about heat. See, so it comes back after somebody mentions it. It's like, oh yeah, there was something about that, but you know. And so,
oh,
how
great.
are you feeling now? How is your, are you relaxed? What would your number be now? Some of you who were seven
Hmm.
eights before we started the process. What are you at now? Just check in with yourself. And for the rest of you, I mean, and let me check in with myself. How am I?
Yeah, where are you at, Lara?
So I'm at a 2.
You're at a 2. And that Valerie
Uh,
was at a 5.
so Valerie went from 5 to 3. Tanya's at a 3 now. I think she was
Oh,
4 to 5, something like that.
good.
Tanya maybe even 2. Awesome. Anushka's down to a 3. Awesome. Regan's down to a 4. Anita's
Mm-hmm.
down to a 5. Abby went
Mm-hmm.
from 6 to 3.
Okay,
Somebody says,
cool.
I felt and received the healing. Even my heart felt the energy. Tears, tears, tears. Awesome. Good. Julie, 4 to 5, now 1 to 2. Restored. I love that. Adding the restored bit at the
Mm-hmm.
end, Julie. Good job. Smart.
Awesome. And knowing this is still continuing, you guys, so even you feel like, oh, I'm not at 0, it's still in the process. And then, oh, it's muscle tested 8 to 0 when I muscle tested. Awesome.
Awesome, Tina. Pippa says yawning, sleepy, and ready for an early sleep, and at a 2. Yes, it is evening for you, so you are going to
Mhm.
have a good night's sleep tonight for sure. Awesome. That was great. So, I know we're going to take some live caller questions in a minute and work
Hmm.
with everyone one on one. So, before we do that, Brenda, I just want to take a moment and talk about the packages. Okay.
Okay.
So, I'm going to share my screen. This will be, uh, let me share my screen. All right. So Brenda today is offering to all of us 2 packages. Package A has light language audios as well as a individual personal session with Brenda, and package B are the light language audios. So a little bit about package A first, Brenda,
Yes.
if you can share.
Well, I will. So the adrenal repair, because you guys know I only have one adrenal. So I was really guided, like, I got to work on that energy field of that adrenal. So I did adrenal repair audio. So it's light language to assist, help heal, and stimulate the adrenals to working at an optimal functioning. So it's a nice little one to put in your Dropbox or wherever you share your information. Just go, maybe I need to go listen to that. So to just keep it on the side. You're feeling stimulated, fight and flight. Just know that that's audio is there. The radiation protection shield, I'm guided to that. We're getting so much coming in, to different types of radiation. Why not create a radiation protection field? Just downloading a shield around us. And that's going to help with what we're getting bombarded with. So I think you would enjoy that. Just knowing you got some protection there. and just listen to it. And again, muzzle test. Oh, has my radiation protection shield is 100% up? And that's one way that you feel confident that it's been installed for the day. Or maybe you check how many days is it installed. It might be good for a couple of days, but just knowing that you have that shield. Years ago, with the whole COVID times, I took people into energetic med beds. That was actually quite a bit of fun. So it's just like, so I got this med bed soul fatigue clearing. So it's like coming together as a group, and we're all sort of laying down. We're allowing this med bed they say is out there. I'm not too sure if it's whatever there, but we know that there's these different variety types of healing beds. So it's taking yourself in and just feeling the energy really of creator's energy is what it is, and just soothing the nervous system. We just want to calm down that nervous system. Now, it works really well if you're working particularly with your adrenals. So you've got the shield, just calming down the nervous system and doing some repair.
Awesome. Thank you. And then there's a personal session with you, which also includes personal light language, right?
Yes, I love these. Okay, so this is what I do, you guys. So I give a lot of my time and energy, which I just, I enjoy doing that. And so we're going to meet, and we'll meet on Zoom. I'll give you the link. And then what I do is that whatever issues you're going through, I'll intuit. I work with many, many modalities over the years, but I'll open up my camera. You can see what I'm looking at, and it could be there's something that's affecting I'm just giving an example, the digestive system, for example. So then I'll go in and I'll check. So whatever that is, then I'll download, and it just comes through. I don't think of it. And it is coming through. I'll create your own little personalized audio for you that you save, and then you have that, and you can come back and listen to it any times. So there could be several audios within our one-to-one session, but it's for you.
Awesome. So it's tailored to you, personal for you. So that's
Yes.
package A, which is 197, and then package B are the three light language audios for 77. There's some wonderful testimonials and feedback from folks who have worked with Brenda in the past, so please check those out. There's a much fuller bio as well on the page, so you can read that for yourself as well. So again, package A is 197, package B is 77. There is a payment plan available for package A, and of course, if you are an Inner Circle member, please use your gift code as well. So thank you. Thank you so much, Brenda. Awesome packages. And I think those light language audios are fantastic. I think they'll really help people um, to continue to heal and to continue to assist their adrenals and assist their body and being so that they can handle whatever is coming at them, right? There's still stuff happening all the time, right?
There is, and everybody has, I believe, the capability of doing light language. I'm not this, like, everyone has the capability to do this. Maybe in our session, that I ignite what's in you and get you going on it. So, it's something that I jumped into between two major surgeries because I honestly didn't know if I was going to make it or not. So I just thought, and then I just was guided, and all of a sudden these sounds came out, and I thought it was my mother. This is the story in my mind coming through and telling me to smarten up, quit worrying so much before I went in for that last surgery. And it really, it was just so comforting. So as weird as it might be, previous to that, a few years previous to that, we had an acreage, and we're backing on to Tutsina Reserve here in Alberta, Canada, and very, very healing energy. And I was with my dog, and she was getting older, and I had her on the back deck. All of a sudden, these sounds came out, and I thought, oh, I can't tell anybody about this. It's just, who am I going to talk to about it? And it was later in Arizona when I went to a course in Phoenix, and it was like, oh, light language, it all connected. So we all have capabilities of speaking it. Maybe you would like to do this for yourself. And maybe you already do, and you're just like kind of shy about the sounds. So I just encourage you to, jump in, and why not?
Exactly. Why not? All right, so we're going to take some questions, and we're going to keep these specific to this adrenal restoration that we're doing. So what question can they ask, or how do you want to do this,
Well,
Brenda?
I'm going to just say, okay, for example, while the Reagan, I've been maxed with stress lately. Issues will require appropriate action. My stress is completely gone completely. Oh, in this moment. Um,
I love that. Thank you, Regan, for sharing that.
yeah, that is great. So it could be that maybe you are at level 5 and you just want me to check in. Oh, there's some beliefs that you're not down at 0,
Okay.
maybe. So
Okay,
yeah,
so basically we're checking to see if there are any beliefs in the way that are not allowing you to come to 0, right? That's what we're
right,
doing?
right. Yes.
Okay, awesome. So Tina, you want to unmute?
Hello.
Hi,
Um,
Tina.
Hi. Thank you for that clearing. I'm going through a lot of emotions and physical stuff, so I think my adrenaline's, I'm wondering if I'm not picking it up. Like I went down to 0, but I don't know if it's my stuff or the collective that I've been also picking up that's causing.
So let's just go see what's coming up, if there's where I get guided, and what could be um, in your system that you don't realize. So I'm asking where to go, and I'm just let me intuit here, and go, okay, just checking in. If you see me doing a bit of a yawn and moving, that's just my okay. Actually, Tina, you know what I'm getting guided to before we continue with that? I'm getting get guided to your thyroid. When I ask before we get to that, but I'm asking, well, is your thyroid 100% in balance? I'm getting no. I'm just throwing this out. So just for fun here, we're just going to check, well, what percentage is your thyroid happy in balance? So I'm just checking in for Tina, making that connection. Yes. So at the moment, and I'm just saying this is what's coming to me. I'm getting your thyroid at this moment is functioning about 58%. Because you know how everything is just sort of like all connected. So it's just a note to make. So back to the adrenals, you're good now, but you're not too sure of what could be related. So let me just check in, and I'm just going to be asking. Oh, okay. Now, I don't know if you muscle test or not, or if this even feels right to you, but is there any part of you feels like if things aren't perfect, you're going to be embarrassed or you're not loved? Is there anything about that in your system?
I think there is, yes. And
Yes.
before you even did this, I felt something go up to my throat. Like before you said the thyroid, I felt energy up in my throat. Like so.
Oh, okay. And when I ask, okay, so this whole thing, well, we got to be perfect. If we're not, we won't, all that we go through will be embarrassed and whatever. So, truth, when I check in, was, yeah, I'm getting this is within your lifetime of this. Let me just check in. I'm getting about 12 years of age. I don't know if anything comes up to you that was kind of happening. You think about 12 years of age. I feel
Yep.
something about puberty. Does
I
that
moved
make
with my dad and to prove that he loved us, and he moved out on me, and I was on my own.
ouchie at 12?
Yeah.
Gee. Okay. Well, let's get clear of that. So this is what I'm going to do. So we'll work on that. And so for anybody here who also may resonate with that, the whole, as I mentioned, about not being perfect, et cetera, let's just do a little clearing here today. So this clearing is to, if you feel like you had to be perfect, and anywhere that you're holding it's yours, you're caring for others, maybe there's some vow contract agreement that you're carrying in. Let's just, we're asking Creator to please go ahead now, disrupt, scramble, and neutralize all of this having to be perfect, all of this having to be perfect. Maybe can't do things right. Anywhere that is in your system, any all programs that are related to this, just go ahead now. And we're asking Creator to please go back to that very moment, that very seed of condemnations is what I'm getting, being condemned. Yana yakoi, Bashi Siakaya, Masha Lekokoi, Shesianai Bokoi, Shakiana, Shakia. It's almost like I feel like they're just saying love to you, just like Fushi Shananaya Bokoshia Lekitia Kiata, Masha Lakia Nanaya Banaya Nanaya Nanaya Kokoya, Shisi Kokoya, Shakia Kokoya, Dia Ibokoya Kokaya Shana, Shili Kokoya Shiazada. Okay. Well, take a deep breath on that. So just after this little one here we did. Oh, how are you doing?
Wonderful. And right now, what I'm dealing with, I really have to trust in myself. And I always did before I was 12 and moved in with my dad. And
Right.
it created that. So that is, I
Okay.
think, the key of what I really needed right now. Thank you so much.
Well, you know what happened? This is interesting because I'm getting your thyroid for what we just did now by clearing that, your thyroid I'm getting was at 58. I'm getting it moved up to 88% of being in balance. So one
Thank you.
thing can lead to another, and beliefs is crazy, but they affect us physically. And I think we probably know that by now. So
Yeah.
awesome.
And I've known
Awesome.
it's been that 12-year-old thing, but I never really got the release to that point. So thank you very much. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Tina. All right, we're going to go to Anushka. Anushka, you want to unmute?
Yes, hello.
Hi.
Yes, could you look why I'm not to a zero?
Okay. What number were you at?
I was 6 and then I was 3.
Oh, 6 and then 3. And then you may, you'll have the replay on this. So you may then also afterwards, because I feel like everything is still kind of moving as well. So, but let's just check in and let's get that connected with Anushka, this truth, getting that strong connect. And you guys have probably all know about dowsing. So this isn't anything new to anyone, but every day, we all can do this dowsing. So, okay, good. So I'm getting that connection. Yeah. So now I'm asking Creator, at a soul level, what beliefs are there that where Anuska's at, 6, she's not able to get to a 0. I'm going to see what comes up at this time. Okay, so what's coming up for me right now for you, Anuska, is that divine is just it's almost like your faith has been destroyed. And it's interesting because, oh, okay. This is very much, as you probably know, like connected to your pineal gland. And when I check in, you know what? I'm getting your pineal glands quite blocked. I'm only getting that it's at 15%. Okay, so side note, pineal glands at 15%. We're going to see, well, what's going on that could be, where you're not at a 0. So let me just check in. Okay, I'm checking. Well, what is that? Yeah. So what's coming up to me now, and it might be for other people here as well, but just not having faith, just not having faith in anything is what is coming up for me. Does that resonate for you? Just lost faith?
Yes.
Yeah. And for whatever, of course, we can, for many multitude of reasons. Okay, so let's do this. let's go ahead and we're going to clear those thoughts and then we're going to replace them. Okay, so everything, and then we'll go back and then we'll check the pineal gland and see if that, what's happened with that. So let's with intention, and we're going to asking here to working with the pineal gland and for everyone here. So anywhere where you have, lost faith, you can't believe what you cannot see, or just not believing in anything, or not having faith in anything, lost of faith. Or perhaps picking up on the collective where they've lost their faith. Where the ancestral lineage lost their faith. So we're asking Creator to please clear all of those memories, all the stories, all of the traumas that again may be yours, you may be sharing them, you may be absorbing them, they may be from the collective. So we're asking please to, disrupt, scramble, neutralize anywhere that holding on to those, not having faith, lost faith. All the stories, all the programs. And let's go ahead now. We're asking Creator to please download. Please replace these, and download is that trusting in, God's plan. Having to the power to do the things that you cannot yet see. Having that abundance in your life. So let's go ahead and just let's just download those beliefs. It's like you want to pull them out. It's almost like pulling them out of the ether, having hope in things, nurturing your faith with care, having faith in yourself and in God. Now, downloading that for everyone here. La kiana na na ya boko she sa ya na ya ya na kia no ya gayash ya ta pa yeshoko sheki pa pa kia koko sha sa de na she ya ta shi pakiata sha kiana poposha la kia na sokoya sheki la ka isena ya oya. Like I feel like God's just sending his love to this planet. Just having faith, just sending faith. She lakia nanaya pokosheata. She sakoya. Shat lakia shepokoya. Sakaya nai. Okay, so take a deep breath in. Relax. Just let it settle. Oh, I can feel that in my head. As this settling, I just want to go back, because we tested your pineal gland about 15%. Out of curiosity, I just want to see if things have moved or not as we're allowing that to settle for you, Anushka. So checking in. Yeah, so I'm getting that it has moved up at this moment to about 45%. So it's definitely opened up, and I get a sense for you that that's where it's been blocking, whether you were at a 6, you wanted to get to a 0. So that's definitely part of it. Like, I feel like that's a good part of it, to be honest. It's just that cool, faith that this can even happen.
How are you feeling, Anushka? How does that feel to you now?
Yeah, it feels lighter in my head. And I had like more releases, but it's strange. My foot feels heavy and dense now, so that's a bit strange.
Yeah, a lot of energy is moving. I can feel it in my head. So, well, it's good to know that that's what is going on is the lack of faith. So that was one area. So I'm just, throwing it out. That's what popped up. And it could be, we just lose faith. I mean, of course we can lose faith. The bottom line, it can block us here of getting the results. And that's what I'm finding. Like I work with so many things, like even like I'm getting like, entities can affect our pineal gland and for being blocked. So there's a lot of things and that they don't, we need to have it open so that we can have the awareness, keep our nervous system calm, so we can handle more so of what's coming in because it could be intensifying in the future. So what are we going to do now? Just so we can keep our nervous system down. We're open to all the information that's coming in and that we can just manage things easier.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you, Anushka.
Thank you.
Keep healing.
Thank you.
Welcome.
And there's a question in the chat from Anita, and she's just asking, Brenda, are you using the pendulum to create a vortex?
Well, I guess it probably does. And really, if you work with a pendulum, like to me, when I'm bringing things in, it spins to the right. When I'm clearing things, typically spins to the left. And it's not that this is magic. It's guiding me. So we got to be clear about that. Because I think some people can go, oh, if you get this pendulum or that pendulum, it guides me. I think that's how we need to look at it.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's
Awesome.
not that
Thank you.
it's the magic. I mean, but people use dowsing rods. They still today they go out with their dowsing rods and they go drill that water well. This is where we're going to drill the water well. So it's very ancient, been around forever. It's sort of a way of muscle testing. I do muscle testing, dowsing. It sort of all works together for me.
Yeah. We're going to go to Tanya. Tanya, you want to unmute?
Yes. Hello, ladies. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hi. My body started aching in December. Then I had a break in January, and now I'm started aching again. And it's very odd aching because sometimes I ache in the places I didn't know exist, and like I feel like somebody beaten me up, and I'm all a big wound. And what could it be connected to, please?
Well, we're looking as to beliefs, so we'll ask. When you say you broke something, is that what you said? You broke something in January?
No. It started, my body started aching.
Oh, I see.
I was aching everywhere.
Okay. Oh, just
Heart started
everywhere.
aching. Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's go ask, getting that connection. So we're asking Creator to get that connection with Tanya, getting good and strong. And this guides me. Again, it's not that it's the magic. I just want to be clear about that. It guides. And this one here, I happen to get in Mexico City. Oh, and if you see me yawning, I do that as well. Okay, so now we're going to ask, okay, Creator, getting that connection with Tanya. What could it be? What is the main area as to her pain, her body pain? So is there some beliefs related? So truth, of course, there could be. And I'm asking, what's the priority for Tanya as to, yeah, I'm getting the passion. It's like your passion is, um, yeah. Okay. Now, are you concerned about finances? Tanya, is
Yeah,
that a big
yes,
concern
good.
for you? Yeah,
Yes.
it's coming up. And of course, we can have, you know, uh, concerns about but it's also related to safety. So let's just see here what's coming up about finances that are actually related to maybe, aches and pains. So then I'm asking, yeah. So it's like I feel like you're just not appreciated. Like you're just unappreciated. Do you feel unappreciated?
Somewhat, not so much as I used to, but
Okay.
somewhat.
Somewhat. Yeah, I'm getting it's not like it's about 40%. I'm getting we're just
Mm.
feeling, unappreciated. And yeah, and I'm getting that it's not, when I ask this being unappreciated is like, is this yours? Or I think more you've absorbed it. It's not so much that it's yours, but I'm getting more like you absorbed it, being from your mother's side. Does that make sense?
Yes, could be, yeah.
Yeah, from your mother's side. So when we do this with intention that this will also be for your mother. So let's just for everybody here, perhaps you also, can feel unappreciated and, for what you do and what you contribute. And maybe you just don't feel you get paid enough for what you do or not having enough. So let's go ahead and, we're going to ask Creator here, and we're going to ask to please go ahead and anywhere that you're feeling unappreciated for what you do, for what you give, and it's like your muscles hear this, oh, I'm unappreciated, your bones and the cells are hearing, oh, I'm not appreciated for who I am and what I contribute, or that kind of, people depend on me, and whatever that is, where it kind of depletes, it feels like it depletes your energy. And when it depletes your energy, it's like it's depleting your will to, not will to live so much, but just
Mm.
your will, like the strength. So let's go ahead and we're asking Creator anywhere this could be in your system, in your bones, in the marrow of your bones, within your cells, within your fascia, within your tissues, within your organs and glands and DNA, genetic makeup. And let's ask to clear this again through all timelines, lifetimes, generations of where you're holding on to not being appreciated and maybe you're just not making enough money, or maybe you can't live within your means, or perhaps you're picking up others where they grew up poor, so I'm going to be poor. Anywhere that you could be holding on anybody else's programs, just go ahead. We're asking Creator to please to clear. You just want to clear this out of your energetic blueprint. So we're asking to dissolve and clear this out. All the stories out of your energetic blueprint at a cellular level, subcellular, right down to that matter to energy, energy to matter. Shia nanaya bakuya, shalia saya kia, bakoye, anaya naya kai. Shia naya naya vaya, shia naya naya. And let's just download and replace all that inside. Having an abundance, it allows me to help others. Having an abundance allows me to help others. And just strengthening you being strong to being, it's safe for me to have abundance. I choose to have abundance. I'd love having the financial abundance. I'd love the money. I love what the good that comes by having money. I love how it makes me feel. I love the energy of money. My life is abundant. I am worthy of abundant blessings. It's just downloading that for everyone. Life brings me abundant blessings in many forms. And we're asking Creator to please continue working with this abundance. Downloading, downloading, downloading. It's just like, if you want, you don't want to think about all the programs that are out in the ethers about abundance. We just want to pull them in. All the positive programs, we just want to pull them in like a vortex into your energy field. Pull them all in. We don't need to identify them. They're out in the ethers. We just want to pull them in at a cellular level and hold it. Let's anchor in this abundance. Let's anchor in these abundance beliefs and download them. Anchor, anchor, anchor. Sheila. Mashokoya. Sakaya Topopusha. Lakia Sheasai. She Lakia Nanaya Popoya. Oh, okay. Take a deep breath. Get your back and get grounded for everyone. Getting grounded, grounded. Get back into our bodies. How are you doing, Tanya?
I'm doing better. I think it was probably connected to my previous lives, but I used to have this, blockage in my solar plexus when I think of money, and now I don't have it. And I could feel energies moving around my head. So
Awesome.
I feel more hopeful.
Yes,
Good.
having hope is very important. Is having hope.
Awesome. Thank you,
so much.
Tanya.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, love.
Yep. Thank you. That was helpful for everyone. So thank you.
Yeah, I think so. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Awesome. All right. We're going to go to Sarah.
Hello. I have been hit by cars while biking 4 times.
Ooh.
Had major surgery once, and great injury another time. And for years and years before this, and since, I had anxiety attacks, didn't know what they were, and done so much work. And, with vagus nerve stuff and meditation and breathing, yada, 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 yada. But I know some of it's still in there, even though most of my days feel serene. I always feel this tension, background tension. And I just got distracted. And I go on overwhelm very easily. And thanks. This is fascinating.
Yeah, you go into overwhelm really easy. Yeah, it's almost like you came into Earth with this overwhelm. It wasn't just, within, like I'm testing like right at baby, like it's this overwhelm energy. Does that resonate with you at all when I say that?
Yeah. Also, there. I was frozen. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. So it could be many, many, if you believe in lifetimes, it could be many, many lifetimes is what I'm getting. In fact, I'm getting right back to the biblical lifetimes. I don't
to
know
the
if that resonates. Biblical.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I was a prophet and I was
Oh,
stoned.
were you? Okay, so
Yeah.
this is like, yeah. So then I'm asking, well, is there something in your system that we need to look at that it just comes up, over and over again? So this anxiety, would you call it anxiety or what would you?
Would.
Yeah. So let's just ask, we're
And
just asking.
and by the way, I spend most of my days staying really, really calm, which means I
Mm,
can't really push myself to do much because then I'll get into anxiety. And around normal bedtime, around 8, 9 o'clock, I suddenly get some energy and I can do stuff, but that endangers going to bed too late. So thank you for your help.
yeah. Well, right away I was okay. There's some, and I was going to say there's some victim energy, and I'm not getting that. Yeah, being victimized is what I'm hearing. Being victimized, and so obviously affects you and feeling safe and supported, etc. And as I mentioned, like you came into Earth with this, and you have multitude of lifetimes, I'm sure, going biblical or, maybe prior, but that this is in your system. But I'm asking, well, why is it, why is it there? Is it something we can look at as far as this being a victim? But I feel like I need to, some other information. Okay. I feel like it has to do with, okay, all centered around your love life. Does that make sense to you?
Sure.
Yeah. So it's yeah, related to that as well. And it's sort of, if you're with relationships, then like you could have that being traumatized or that victim over and over again. So I wonder if there's something we can look at about your love life and how that's affecting you. So let's just see here. And yeah, so okay. And with your excuse me, with your partner. Actually, this is interesting. So I'm kind of jumping around here, but it's directly also related to your thymus gland. When I look at your thymus gland, true. Okay. I'm not getting that it's in bad shape. I'm getting about 65%. So just sort of a side note. Okay, so let's see what's popping up. We're getting back to the love life, being victimized, and that
I did
energy is carried
I
through.
didn't have that in
Sorry.
this lifetime. I had an incredible betrayal.
Oh, in this lifetime too. Yeah, it's just sort of carried in.
Yeah.
So yeah, there could be a number of things. So I think what we should do is just go in and we're just going to do some downloads. So let's do this now. So this would, yeah, so let's just see here. So this adds to your love life. And where you have holding that edge of being a victim, how we hold energy and we almost like attract that in our life unknowingly. So what I'm asking for, anywhere you're holding this victimization energy and how it's in your system, it could be for anybody else here on the call as well. And anywhere that it's in your system, and we're asking to please disrupt, scramble, and neutralize that victimization energy.
Thank you.
Let's go through and ask to, we just want to pick up all the stories, all the memories, been carried through in the moment of birth to the present now. She la kia na na ya pokokusha. Say, she la kia sheta. Okoshiala se kia nai. Shashi pokoi se sea na nai hoya. Shashishakia, laki ki la kia na. we're asking Creator to please release all of this victimization energy that affecting the glands and the organs and cells and so forth. And let's download. It's just that we want to replace them and download them of I'm created from love and I have everything within me, or I'm of great earth, of worth. Anywhere my partner and I, we just love one another throughout any of our differences. So let's just go ahead. I just want to gather up any and all positive beliefs. And we just want to download that at a cellular level. And let's anchor in all that you cannot see, all that's invisible. Let's anchor in at a cellular level and stabilize these beliefs. Shishia lakia, Voshokoya, La Shanaya Pokoi, Sekia Sha, La Sokokia, La Kokokoya. It's like we're just going through zigzagging. Just want to download that at all your cells, throughout the thymus, throughout all the glands and organs and tissues and blood and bones, marrow of the bones, just downloading. And it's like it's kicking out any memories, just like get out, any and all victimization energy. It's like it's filling in those gaps. As it does that, it's just kicking out all this victimization, all memories. It's like the cells can hear this and they're not willing to put up with this pain anymore. Just like, no, let's get the cells communicating and getting them working together and happy and accepting all this downloads. So just let that continue working here for the next while. And now I'm just kind of curious because I had the thymus gland at 65. I feel like it's still working. I'm getting one up to about 80% just with this. So that could continue, just knowing that. So it's like everything we're doing here today is just building us up. And it's for everybody that's on Alara's call and on the replays. So see how that goes. How are you doing, Sarah, just with that little bit that we did?
My stomach feels more relaxed. And
Good.
Throwing off this idea of victimization has been a big one in my life. I've transformed that into, I've called everything in to learn from and do that in my work to reframe things for people. So it's just rather fascinating. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Really appreciate this.
Awesome. Thank you, Sarah. I think we've all experienced that as well from time to time, so it'll be really helpful. So thank you. All right, we're going to go to Anita. So we have a few more to do, but let's keep them a little bit shorter so that we can do the rest of them. So we don't need a story. We just are wanting to look at what is the belief that is not allowing you to get to zero.
Okay.
Zero adrenal restoration, right?
Yes. Okay.
All right.
So,
are you there, Anita?
Hey, Brenda, how you doing?
Hi.
Yes, I am.
Awesome.
Good. So we will get connection here with Anita, 100% connection. So Anita, I'm just going to ask, we're just going to move along. Obviously, very happy, very quickly here. But what is the major belief you could be holding on to so you are at zero? So truth, just checking in. Truth. Okay. All right. So just seeing what that is. I'm getting having difficult expressing yourself. Does that make sense?
Yes, I did have issues with my throat chakra and just speaking my piece and just not being allowed to, be heard.
Right. And I'm getting that your thyroid, now, if you muscle test, I'm getting it at the moment, it's about 10%. Have you had your thyroid? And does that register at all with you when I say that? Like it's not
Yes,
high.
yes, I believe so, but I think it's affecting my heart and my kidneys.
Yeah. So this is all energy. It's not obviously anything medical, as we
Right,
know. But
right.
it all works together. And so I'm just going to be checking what is the major things that are coming up. Yeah. I feel like if you say anything, people will mock you.
That's
You know,
true.
you say things,
That's what they do.
they're going to get mocked. And then, of course, if you're a little woo-woo like we are, like we all are, you're going to get mocked. So I don't know if that's part, but that's what I'm kind of sensing. So, and just not feeling safe to, stand up for yourself. Yeah. And I'm asking, well, is this something that came in from this lifetime? But no, I'm getting this is more generational. In fact, what I'm getting is it's almost like you've absorbed or taken on a vow from when I ask a vow. Well, a vow, it feels like connected to your mother. So, it's the vows and phobias. I'm getting like connected with your mother. Does that make sense?
In what way? I'm not understanding.
There's almost like not being able to speak. It was almost like your mother wasn't able to speak. She wasn't able to speak up. And it's almost like taking on her not able to speak up.
Um, well, it's yes, my dad actually didn't allow her to speak or sort of made,
Right.
these bad comments to her, but it seems I
Yeah.
do speak my piece, but it's either,
Yeah.
not listened to or like you said, mocked, uh,
Yeah.
or
Right.
there's a lot of conflict.
Yeah. And it's almost like you've got a lot of orphaned energy in your system as well because of your mother. She wasn't able to speak up. It's almost like you're on your own, you know,
Yeah, I do feel that way. I feel
on on your
yeah,
own.
I have to stand up for myself.
Right.
I actually, feel it's easier for me to do things on my own to ask because,
Yeah. For help.
I want to be more self-sufficient and not rely on people for these reasons.
Yeah. Well, let's go ahead and what we want to do is call on Creator. And we're asking to please clear out anywhere that you have agreed at a subconscious level to take on what your mother, her any vows that maybe she has taken on, any phobias, and it may go back further. So just knowing that, any from the moment of conception to the present now. So it could be generational of not being able to speak up. So let's just clear now any and all vows, contracts, agreements, and not being able to speak. If you're not able to speak, this makes sense for women. Like we're not able to speak up, that our physical body is, it's not, we have issues. You're not able to speak, not allowed to speak. We know that that's happening through probably most cultures. So it would make sense. And that it's almost like I feel like you're protecting your mother as well, just sort of taking on what she couldn't handle. So let's go ahead and and let's replace all of those vows, contracts, and just to strengthen you being strong, just, to speak from your heart and your mind. And when you speak, you're honoring what you're saying, and you're honoring your own words, and you're speaking with conviction and passion, and just strengthen you for you're safe to express your views, whatever they are, clearly, and you're able to communicate those. So it's all about, communication, expression. We want you to be strong for that. So I'm going to suggest that, you can look at this in different ways too. There's so many different modalities. Maybe you're tapping, EFT tapping, just getting really, really strong of, yes, speaking up and knowing that this could be ancestral, not all yours. And as you do that, as mentioned earlier today, you're then helping your ancestors. I mean, that's a great thing to be able to do. It gives value to your day. Just like, great, I'm helping my ancestors. Maybe you're able to do things that, back then, not that long ago, you could never talk about things like this, so now's the time we're healing. So just very quickly, as we did that, because I had mentioned your thyroid was at 10, I was just checking in to see if that's improved just from the bit that we did here. Yeah, so I'm getting it moved up to about 20%. So just for this little bit here, knowing that it's all related. So you know that now, if you ever want to go down that, obviously, that road and check, well, is there anything else that could be beliefs you're holding on to that where you can't express yourself, that are affecting you, physically, and where it's affecting your adrenal glands, because everything's connected.
Okay, so when I get blood work, the hormones seem to be, the way they should be. Do you think I should get like maybe a CAT scan to have my?
Oh, I would never. I'm not a medical person.
Okay.
I wouldn't. It's
Yeah,
not
we
with.
cannot answer those types of
No.
questions. Anita, please ask your professional, your doctor, etc. Okay, for that kind of
Yeah.
information and guidance.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Thank you.
I'll definitely look into it. I'll definitely look into it because I've heard this, about my adrenals, or excuse me, my thyroid before. But I'll have to just look into it further. Thank you.
It's fun.
Yeah.
It's all connected, and we know that. And believe me, I go to my specialist for my adrenal gland because there's no way I want another tumor on that. So I need to do the blood work. I need to get things checked and make sure that things are good. So that's why I'm so diligent, as much as I remember, just keeping things calm. Just keep calm down our system, because it's affecting everything. And
Absolutely.
it's interesting. I'll just say very quickly. So this specialist that I've been dealing with here, who's like world renowned for pheochromatoses, he's really open and nice guy. And we check in every year, and I can be open with him and say, well, I think the emotions, or sort of talk like that, and he's listening. So they do listen. They may not be able to say anything, but they know mind, body, spirit's all connected. They know that. You just can't really talk about it a lot right now.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you, Anita. All right, Cindy. We have Cindy, Abby, and Asha. So Cindy, go ahead.
Hi, Shefali. Hi, Brenda, and everyone. I have been experiencing a lot of stress as well as heartache with the loss of loved one and a loved one. I would love to have a scan on my adrenals, if possible. How it's been affecting my body.
Okay. Now did you measure yourself at the
Yes.
beginning? What
I
were you?
started off as an 8. I was under a lot of stress today. And since listening to the call and all of the channeled messages, I believe I'm down to a 6.
Okay, so there was some movement, so that's good.
Thank you.
You can ask, we can guess, okay, so what would it be? I mean, you're grieving. It's horrific. So, but we need your adrenal glands down. Yeah, of course. So we'll just see, on belief only. We're not talking about getting down to individual organs and glands. We're looking as to belief. And if it's related to one throughout that, then, that's what can come up. But let's just check the priority. So I'm asking, well, where do we go for Cindy? She lost her loved one, and we need her adrenal glands to be, yeah, definitely love's coming up. So, of course. And we just want to see what's happening here. Now, when I say that, Cindy, for you, because I was saying beliefs can be related, it can be related to, organs and glands, etc. The whole partner in love can be related to the thymus gland. When I check into that, I'm just going to check, well, what's Cindy's thymus gland at this moment? So truth. Okay, about 50-50. I'm getting about 55%. So just sort of something to think of. So let's just check, well, what with the thymus gland at 55 losing. So I'm checking, is there anything further like within, there's also been, okay, so within this lifetime, I'm getting yes. And let me just check in. Okay, so is there anything like anyone who in your family passed away when you were about the age of 5?
At the age of 5,
Yeah, like a grandmother, or was there some family member that you know of that was, yes, about age 5? You were age 5 year old, 5 years old that passed away?
not that I'm aware of. I
Yeah,
don't
that you can remember. Okay.
recall.
I just sort of popped up. Okay, so and that's fine. But what's coming up is that yeah, it really hurts. It just really hurts. And I feel like you've been triggered, and I'm getting more, and I'm getting at the age of 5. So whatever was happened, maybe death in the family, but it's like triggering you again. Of course, we could be triggered. We lose a family member, and that's not going to be a big surprise. So, is there any more information I'm asking we need to know about this trigger? Yeah, it goes out. Yeah, very much. Like I'm getting you're very connected to the galactic. Like you just like you
Yes,
have yeah,
I that
okay,
resonates. The
yeah.
triggering part, can I just ask you?
Oh, go ahead.
I actually did get triggered before this call today. I had received a call from my mother, and it was my stepfather of 50 years that just passed away. I mean, he
Mm,
was my stepfather for 50 years,
right,
so of course I was
right.
very attached. And we had suspected that maybe the hospital was negligence in his care, but we wanted to
Mm,
believe that maybe they weren't. Well, today
mm.
she just got back the medical examiner cause of death that it was accidental. So yeah, I was kind of triggered actually before we got on the call and
Mm.
thinking, gee, maybe my assumptions were right the whole time. And it
Wow, you're
was,
very empathic, right? Like you're very empathic. So I guess, go with that. I don't know what to say for it's just sort of more confirmation, but it's impacting you. So I just trusting your intuition is what's coming to me. It's just like you're very your energy is very, like I say, galactic. And it's just trusting that. I don't know what else to say on that, Cindy. You just lost your stepfather. So just knowing that, I would just say, start listening, just do what you can do, work on your adrenals and your other glands and organs. And there's a lot of things out there. But if you want to look, if there's anything further that specifically, um, you know, yeah, you're very ancient. So that's definitely popping up. So
Oh,
it's,
that's
you could be really accumulating and pulling in a lot of memories. You're not a young soul. You're a very, very old soul.
that's
And
so
you're
interesting to
very
hear.
wise, very wise. You feel very, very wise. It's almost like you're the mother to your mother.
In many ways, I think I have been through
Yeah,
everything
it
that we've
does.
been experiencing.
It does feel that way. So I think you already know. You got your tools. Just do what you're doing, and you're grieving, and it's a crappy time. And but being very careful, or careful is the word, but conscious of how that's affecting you. Because as I said, yeah, for your glands, we want everything communicating, everything working. And I definitely do look at that. If I see in my one-to-one sessions that it could be the left lung, or it could, whatever I go to with what I do, then I ask, is that what that is? Is that what I need to look at? And a lot of the times may have nothing to do with you, but we hold on to it. That is such a big one. Or the beliefs. We think it's ours. May have nothing to do with us, but we assume that it does.
Okay,
So,
that makes a lot of sense. Anything with my adrenals that does, I know you mentioned the thymus. Is there anything else that pops
um,
out at you that needs help,
um,
Well,
that would
we
benefit
have
from a
to,
session, rather?
we
yeah,
need to go to the other two people so that we don't run out of time today.
yeah, I'm kind of petering out here, but I don't want to say things. I think that's to be honest, I'm going to say schedule a one-to-one, to be blunt. Schedule that, and I can give you more time and we can look at it. And I can check on percentages of that. So it's the thymus, the, adrenal gland, like whatever that is, a percentage. If you muscle test with me, check to see if I'm right on that. It's not like, I hold the word, and yeah, I want you to work with me. So I'm really big about working together, and just so, okay, are we on the same page? Yes, we're both testing 58% or whatever it is. And then you feel it. I want you to be confident in what's coming up. Like, that's important, is to be authentic. I try to be authentic as possible, and for you to be confident, and just move along, and we'll do things together. That's how I like to work.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much for this mini session, and many blessings and much gratitude to you both.
Thank you,
Welcome.
Cindy.
You're welcome.
All right, we're going to go to Abby. Abby, you want to unmute? Even I'm fading myself. So, Abby, you there?
Okay, yeah.
Okay, we'll come
But
back to you, Abby. We're going to go to Asha. Asha, you want to
Asha,
unmute?
Yep. Hi, Shefali.
Hi.
Hi, Brenda. My question is well, around the belief system lately, if just a sense of being overwhelmed, and I'm not sure where that's coming from in terms of energetically, or just me telling myself that I feel overwhelmed, low energy.
okay, so let's go back to the adrenal glands. Now, did you check at the beginning and then later on? And what were your numbers? Do you remember?
No.
I don't think
Okay.
she was here then. I think she came on
No.
late.
Oh,
Yep.
okay. Well, you'll hear Alara's replay, so it's good. And so I am going to suggest, firstly, to listen to that. But if I was to check right now, out of 10 about you overwhelmed, well, I'm getting right away you're at 10, so it's not a big surprise. But let's just check, okay, what is then the belief that could be related to you, just being really just overwhelmed? I ask him, what is the number one top area to go to for Alicia, where she's feeling overwhelmed and it's affecting her adrenal glands? So just checking in, getting that connection with the Asha. Choose. Yeah. So, oh, okay. I'm getting that for you, for yourself. It's a hard time to express yourself. Do you feel that? It's just like it's getting hard to express yourself is what I'm coming up with.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's actually affecting your thyroid gland. It's all connected. These beliefs, they can be, connected. It always blows me away because so many times you'd think, well, I've got to go look at that particular gland or whatever, but then you go to the beliefs. And by looking at the beliefs, sometimes that can just sort of really move along and help that particular area. So I'm getting the thyroid. If I was to check in, what is your thyroid presently operating at? Truth. I'm getting about 45% at this moment, just to give you a sense. So when I check, well, what is going on about your thyroid gland, and you're just so overwhelmed? Let me just check in. So is it anything within truth, within with the trigger within this lifetime? Yes, I'm actually getting yes, it actually is within this lifetime that's coming up right now. How old are you?
36.
Okay, just checking in. Yeah, so I'm getting about 23 years of age. What was going on about 23 years of age? Is there anything in particular, like relationship or
Yep. I met my ex.
okay, so that was when, yeah. So is that it's like I'm feeling like you're still carrying this overwhelm is from that relationship.
Mm, that would
That
make
makes sense.
sense.
Yeah, I'm getting a
Yeah,
lot of energy right here. So it's actually carried over from that relationship. And you know what you could do? Do you muscle test at all?
I do.
Do you want to check in? Are you corded to your ex? Just check, oh, am I corded like an umbilical cord to my ex? Yeah. What is your yes or no on that?
Yes.
I'm getting you are.
Yes.
So you know how we can be in relationships and they're become bad ones, but they're still drawing on our energy. Or I've even seen where people crossed over and they're drawing on our energies because we're their fuel. So he's like, you're the fuel for him. So I know that, well, there could be various ways, but just with intention, just dissolve and that connection between you and your ex. So what you could do is to, for example, disrupt, scramble, and neutralize that, and dissolve that umbilical cord. So if you can envision like this umbilical cord, but just, we just want to break it down and break it down. And any time that you're feeling kind of your energy is being sucked out, just because you do a muscle test, ask, oh, is it my ex? Is he trying to, reconnect? And then just know with intention, just disconnect that energy or dissolve it. Let's just do that now. So anywhere where you're connected like an umbilical cord, we just want to, and that could be for all of us here, like we're anyone, kids or ex, or if they crossed over, a parent or whatever. Or it could be our energies being sucked out from all the different systems that are out there. They tell you to do this or take that or, how jump this high. Just know we just want to be our own authority. Thank you very much. Oh, and get very stern with it. Like, no, get out, get out, get out. Just, and of course you probably guys have heard of access and we just return it to senders, just like, okay, return it with senders, the love and conscious attached, just like back to you. I guess we can be nice about it. Okay. sending with just returning, or maybe you need to be more sternness. Get out. Okay, so when you check in, muscle test and see, oh, am I still connected to your, are you still connected to your ex? What do you get?
At this moment, I get a no.
Okay, and that's at the moment, so good. So you may have this battle back and forth because he may feel that he's not connected, obviously subconsciously. And then, I mean, we could work on that as well. Just like I'm saying, is that, well, what is he holding on to? What is it that's in his system that where he's connecting to you? But meanwhile, temporarily, just check in, and then disconnect, dissolve. So you could do that ongoing. And I am going to suggest, well, let's go check what's in his system that he needs to draw on you. Is it a belief in his system that he needs to have you as fuel for him, as an example? That makes sense.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Awesome. That was great. I think that will be really helpful for you, Asha.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you, Brenda. You're right
You're
on
welcome.
target. Yep.
Welcome.
Awesome. Good. All right, let's see if Abby's here or not. Abby, you there? Abby, maybe not, maybe not, maybe not. No, I don't think she's, hold on, let me see. Oh, she's having a problem with her mic. Okay. All right, well, that's too bad. Do you want to just quickly check in with her, Brenda, if you can? I don't know if you can because she's in the chat.
What? Okay, so can she chat? What was her number before?
What was your number before, Abby, and what was it after? See, my voice is starting to go because I'm like waiting as well. 6 to 3. That's good. 6 to
Okay.
3. So that's good.
Well, let's just check very quickly here, and we're just going to be checking Abby and getting that connection with you. So we're asking, well, what beliefs are you holding on to where your adrenal glands are just like you're at a 3? And but I will say, you may need to listen to the repeat of Alara's that audio is what I'm suggesting, trying to say here. And it's cute because it's working. Fading. Yeah, I'm also fading, so I'll do my best here for a couple of minutes, and then I just want to check in, and we'll ask, okay, what's the major area for Abby? It was at 6, she went down to 3. So is there something that is standing out and blocking Abby from moving to? Yeah, I'm getting a lot of survivals coming up, which is big for all, survival. We need survival is huge and for everyone here. And well, checking in. And there's always like having to have this control about, survival. And that does affect, can affect our ovaries, that whole survival. So let's just see what's coming up for Abby. Is there one major belief that's coming up that I can look at and where she's not at a 0? So there's something, it's like you have to hold back, keep things to yourself. Does that, you can put in comments, does that ring true for you? Is where, I need to hold back. And just hold things inside and keep things to yourself.
So she says, not safe in family.
Oh, not okay. So you're not safe to speak up. Okay. Well, that would make sense. So not safe to speak up in your family. Yeah, that's probably very common for many of us, that you'll be ostracized, a fear of being ostracized. But yeah, that's where I'm getting is just very quickly here, just the whole safety, not able to speak up in your family. So I think that's a theme. And that what I would suggest is that, well, what is that? What was going on? And that we can do that when we can have time here. What's going on in the family system? Maybe there's a theme in the family system. And I have to say, it's been very exciting. I'm starting to work with more on a galactic level and asking questions I wouldn't normally ask. So there could be a beliefs about at home is what's coming up. So this is just what hit me now is about at home. So it could be just like a toxicity in the home environment came up. How does that sound to you? Like, is there toxicity in your home environment? Yeah. I feel like you're more like the black sheep. Are you a black sheep? Are you the black sheep of the family?
I think we all are.
Yeah, I think we all are too. So that was something that we'd have to spend time at, Allie, but that's what's
Yeah.
coming up. And you're holding it inside. It's so unhealthy.
Yeah, she's the scapegoat, so yes.
This is where we get sick, and I can tell you, and I know that from experience. So you do not want to get sick. We've got to, and speaking our truth. So
Absolutely. Is there anything can you clear anything for her before we go? I mean maybe you already did
let's just
while you were doing
let's
it.
just strengthen Allie. So let's just strengthen Allie to being strong, to speaking your truth. Let's just strengthen everyone here, being strong for speaking our truth, because that's blocking us, and let's being strong for speaking our truth. Let's being strong for having the passion to speak our passion. We want to be strong for speaking our passion and standing, strong and tall. And this is who I am. If we hide out because we're scared of persecution, we may have that persecution energy in our system from, lifetimes ago, our ancestors. But you know what? And it's true. Now is the time to stand our ground. We have to. It's just like, this is it. This is the time. We know what's going on. We know of the manipulations, etc., and the programs. So it just sort of strengthened to being safe. You want the cells to believe and hear that it's safe to stand in their power. Whoops. Oh, sorry. It's safe to be standing in their power.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you. We all need that from time to time, for sure.
Yeah, we do. So let's just strengthen everybody to being strong. I guess that my pendulum was saying ooh, I'm kind of timed out, kind of energy's kind of depleting. It just flung out of my hands. So I think we're it says I'm tired.
Exactly.
Pendulum is tired.
We're at 2 hours. So, we've been working for 2 hours now. So thank you, Abby. There was a question from Anushka, and if you can answer it, great. If not, that's okay too. She's just asking. She said she was feeling great today until her boyfriend came in, and that's why she was late on the call. He is having severe depression, and I feel that there were entities from him on me and on my pineal gland. Is that right? Just would like to know.
Is that possible? Well,
is that yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
I do work with entities. I just didn't mention it here today, but I do. I mean, they exist, you guys. So
exactly. Anushka, the answer is yes.
Yeah. And so what I'm going to suggest is that should you be guided, we can look at that. I'll look as to let's just see here very quickly what entity could be on the pineal gland. Okay, so do you test? Do you muscle test?
Do you muscle test, Anishka?
Anishka?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so muscle test with me. Let's just see. Oh, is it truth? Okay, is this like this from the book? Is there an evil eye entity on your pineal gland? Is that what you said? I'm sorry, I'm sort of, is it an evil eye? Is there an evil eye entity?
Obvious.
I'm getting an evil eye. It is
Yes.
coming up. Yeah, you're getting that. Okay, so we know we're on the right path. Okay, so we're going to do very quick. We're going to do an evil eye. If anybody else goes, oh, I test for that, let's do a clearing. So that's when this person sends malicious energy. And it could be, yeah, because of entities, you know? So that's just what we're dealing with. People that maybe are not having that consciousness or, kind of maybe soulless at times. So let's call upon our higher conscious and ask for assistance in releasing and transmuting this evil eye. Let's go and allow that release through your body. All the glands and organs, anywhere where this has been throughout your body. Okay. Oh, so let me know when you feel that it's been released.
Yes, it is
Yeah,
released.
great. So yes, you were right. Do not
Thank you so
say.
much.
But having the awareness, then you're not doubting what came in. You're going, yes, there is.
Yeah, I
And
was doubting myself. That's why I wanted to
well,
just
it's
the
hard
answer.
sometimes, and that's where, we all reach out and check in and just see, am I going crazy? Or is this really, is this really happening or not? So, I mean, I have to get my assistance. When I get an entity attack, and I've had some bad ones lately, they don't like what I'm doing. I'm finding things, I'm uncovering things, and they don't like it. So, we can, and that's just the way it is. I have found too, just throwing this out, a lot of the times when I detect some, like a pathogen, so I work with different pathogens. I have I can check what type of pathogen is it. Is it related? I'm finding entities can be related to a bacteria virus. Just saying. It's interesting. And then when you clear that, it can many times just help with the energy, like the energy, I'm talking the energy only of whatever's going on. So it's interesting.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you, Shefali. Thank you, Brenda.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Anushka. Glad it helped. Good. All right. Wow, that was quite a power-packed call, I have to say. So many clearings, so many processes, so much happened on this call. Amazing. So, I mean, I do recommend all of you to go back and watch and listen again, because you will receive healing, clearing from all of the different processes as well, right? So be sure to do that. And wow, Brenda, it was very generous of you and your time and your energy to do so much for everyone.
Yeah,
So
it's
thank
kind
you.
of like, I think I need to go fear. I have some deer that come by where we live. I love the deer, Alara. So they come by. I got my little carrots and I throw them out of the window, or we're driving in the park and I'm throwing them out to the deer. So they keep they keep my sanity in these
For sure.
insane times. just getting some food too. They're such beautiful
That's
animals.
beautiful. I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, so thank you everybody as well for being vulnerable and sharing and
Yes.
being willing to receive as well the
Yeah.
healing and the clearings and the processes as well. So thank you, thank you. I will have the
Absolutely.
recordings out in a little while. It will take a little bit longer today because it was 2 hours, but that's okay. So stay tuned for that. And of course, if you'd like to
Okay.
work with Brenda, please do choose package A to work with her one-on-one and get the 3
Yeah.
audios, light language audios as well. If not, if you can only afford package B, then please at least do that. That way you'll get some support and resources in those audios, those light language audios to support you. Okay. So wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Brenda. We'll be back
Yeah, it was
not
fun.
tomorrow, but we have another show on Friday. So I look forward to seeing you on Friday, same time, same place. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Brenda.
Nice meeting you, ladies. Have a good remaining week.
Exactly. Thank you,
Okay.
everyone. Until next time,
All
may
right.
you continue to be blessed with an abundance of joy, peace, love,
Yes.
happiness, prosperity, and radiant health. Sending you all so much love
Okay.
and blessings. Bye,
All
everyone.
right. Bye.
Bye, Brenda. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Bye.